All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session. I was stalling just slightly because I know people wait until 9:30 to jump on and then I've got to let everybody in. So just bear with me for one last final minute while the final people jump on. Introduce yourself in the chat. We've already got some people there who know each other. So just a quick hello, where you're from. You might find some people that you know, some people close by. I know that they're one of the first messages. There's someone from South Africa in Cape Town. Amazing. You guys are incredible for coming along today. So I'll do one final minute just because I don't want to start and then have people be like, oh my gosh, what did I miss? But the session is going to be recorded. So if you do need to go or if you've missed any of the parts, you will get the recording afterwards as well. Because we've had a huge amount of registrations for this webinar, which is very overwhelming. But a lot of people want the recording so that they can go away and watch afterwards because 9:30 in the morning, doesn't suit everybody, especially and we're in different time zones. If you're in South Africa, if you're in Australia and things. So very excited to have you here. This is my very first Brisk webinar. So very excited to share this amazing tool with you. You're going to love it. It's going to be so great. And it is going to be a tool that you're going to walk away from today and think, I'm going to use that every day. And when I mean every day, it isn't an exaggeration. I use Brisk every single day in some capacity, whether that is lesson planning, helping me write something, helping me sort of craft something in my mind, a word problem, things like that. I use it every day in some form of capacity. And I'm not in the classroom anymore. I left the classroom full time halfway through last year, but I still use it every day. So if you are a teacher in the classroom, you're going to love this tool as well. Find a way to use it, and even some of your students might also use it as well too with what they're doing, especially schools that are integrating AI and what they're doing. This could be a tool that you might look into using with your students as well. So very quickly, just introducing myself, my name is Jordan. I am based here in Auckland, New Zealand. It's lovely to have you here today. Really excited to be able to share more about Brisk with you, a Brisk educator partner. I have only had a really short discovery of Brisk. It was only in June last year when I went over to ISTE in America, in the US, that I met up with the Brisk team. I saw live, they were modeling, they were showing it, and I was like, this is the coolest thing. And there are, of course, lots of AI tools out there. But I really relate and like this tool because it integrates well with so many of the things that I already use in the classroom, like Google Tools, for example. And I also like that it doesn't cost any money. It's free, which as teachers, we need things that are going to be free for us to use. So really excited to have you here and to meet you. My contact details are on there if you do want to get in contact afterwards. If you have any other questions after the session, please do reach out. And yeah, let's get going with our session. Housekeeping, you will be muted for the session. It's just to make sure there's no interruptions and people can enjoy the session. Please do ask questions or comments in the chat if there's things that resonate with you. If you think, oh my gosh, this is so cool, I can't wait, please comment those. We love to hear that, and all of your feedback will be passed on to the team at Brisk as well. So if there's like something that's not quite working for you or like next steps for the tool to, be worked on, please do take those, pop those in there, and I will pass them along to the team at Brisk. And again, if you can't stick around the whole time, you can leave. Of course, the recording will be sent to you sometime later tonight. Just got to finalize it, cut all of the beginning of me sitting here looking at a blank screen, waiting until 9:30 off, and then I will share that out to people to be able to have. So a little overview of our agenda. We do have a short time together, but we're going to get through quite a lot. But this is an introductory session. So if this is the first time you have ever come across Brisk, heard of Brisk, haven't yet had a play with it, this will be a really great session to sort of get you going, dip your toes in a little bit, have a go. And then I do know that there are going to be future Brisk sessions planned in the future. We can be doing much more intermediate, delving deeper into the tool. So this is a very brief overview of just how amazing this tool is for you, how it can help save you 10 plus hours a week, which is one of their statements that they stand by, because it does save teachers so much time in the classroom. Some tips, I'm going to do some live modeling for you as well, and you'll also have some time to have a play yourself, because I know when I learn by doing. And sometimes you have really great aspirations, you're like, yep, I'll try that later. You actually get time in the session to have a play, to have a try. So if you are on your device, have that ready, because you're going to be able to explore and have a go throughout the session as well. So we'll start off with the introduction. The first part's about what it can do for you and what is Brisk Teaching, because as with anything, you need to know why, how, and the what. What does it do? Why should you use it? And how is it going to help you in the classroom, so that you can make that informed decision for a tool to use for you. So Brisk Teaching is a Google Chrome extension. So it's not an app. It's not a website that you go to. It's a Chrome extension that sits in your Chrome bar at the top. And I'm going to show you, you can actually see it on my screen here. It's that Chrome extension just up there. It is inbuilt into the tools of Google. So your Google Docs, your Google Sheets, your Google Slides, all of that is inbuilt into it. And it helps you to create curriculum resources, gather feedback, differentiate your lessons, right from within the websites that you're using. So that's the little Brisk logo there that you can see. And then this, when you click on Brisk, it pops up with this little generate button with all of the different tools and parts within Brisk for you to use. Now, it works with everything you are already using. So Google lovers, this is perfect. I have been a Google user for a very long time, which is one of the things when they were telling me it's a Google Chrome extension, I was like, yes, this is just what I need. So your Google Docs, your Google Slides, YouTube, it integrates, and I'm going to show you and generate an idea for you from YouTube. When I came across this, it like blew my mind that it can do this. It's amazing. PDFs, website articles, student assignments. So it integrates great with Google Classroom, with what they're doing with your assignments. And it will automate and save you time in the classroom by using Brisk and having Brisk open. You can actually see it here. I'm currently, my screen is a Google slide. That's what this presentation is made in. And you can even see that that Brisk little logo there is already there. So it's consistently going, ready to go to help save you time for whatever it is that you're using. It just sort of sits in that bottom right-hand corner there. Now, it is one of the easiest AI tools for teachers to use. And I'm going to be real honest here. I was never into AI. I thought, I'm pretty sure some of us were very skeptical when it first came out. And I was never really interested. I was fine doing what I was doing. And it really is what's brought me over, what's made me switch, is that it is so easy to use. It's not, I have to go, leave my browser, go somewhere else. I have to download an app. It is integrated into what I'm doing already in the moment. It gives me feedback. It gives me opportunities to create learning for my students. It automates things that I'm doing. So some of those really tricky emails, if I'm not quite sure how to word them, there is a part in Brisk that helps you do that. It has also the ability to be standards aligned. So when they're talking about standards aligned, that means linking it back to the learning standards and curriculum. You do get that instant, sometimes, with AI, it can take a while to generate and provide the answers, or, find down from up in the interweb what it needs. It is very quick. I find that its thinking mode is seconds, and it gives you what you need. Sometimes when it does have its delay, it's because it's searching really hard to give you a really great answer. But in terms of having what you need really quickly, Brisk is amazing at doing that. And you can create from any website. So you can turn any web page into an online activity, into a resource for your students, all integrated using Chrome and using the Brisk Chrome extension. So when you click on Brisk, this just shows you some of the tools to give you sort of that insight as to what it can do. So this is what you click on down here, this little Brisk logo here. And when you populate that first up, it's going to give you these first 5 here. It's going to give you create, inspect, boost, give feedback, and change level. And then if I go and click on create, it's going to populate even more tools and even more ways that I can use Brisk in the classroom. And these are some of the ones that it helps me do. So things like helping me create a lesson plan, which is kind of what AI, they talk about year 7 time with lesson plans. That is a really great idea. But there's so much more. Brisk also does things like decodable texts. You know, what else can I read off there? Science lab, guided notes, a unit plan, exemplars, rubrics. If I come down to this one here, you've got emails, newsletters, IEPs. You know, it really does help you get to where you need to be. Now, that magic thing, AI does 80%. You still have to do that 20%. You know, you still got to give it that well-crafted prompt, you know, your guidelines of what you're wanting it to be, you know, those parameters. You then, of course, have to go and read it and tweak it and make sure it aligns to what you're doing in the classroom, because no AI tool is going to replace you in the classroom at the moment. And you do still need to have that personalized touch, that checking in, that making sure it's what you need, tweaking and making it relevant for your classroom and for your students as well. Just letting some more people in here. So this is just expands a little bit more. It can give you immediate feedback. So here there's a little video playing just there showing you that when you click on give feedback, one of the tools, you can do a glow and a grow. So something really amazing, something student needs to work on based off a piece of writing in a Google Doc. It can give really targeted feedback. So if there's something that specifically that the students might be working on, say for example, descriptive words or compound sentences, Brisk can provide feedback on that student's work based on that. You can also even upload a rubric or a writing criteria, and it will then provide feedback based on that rubric. So really taking away having to, you know, typical ES still bring out the rubric, have a look, compare. This is another way of helping sort of streamline that process, not replace, streamline and help. It provides that feedback for you and really helps just give you those snippets there. And what it does is you'll see there on the right-hand side of that example, you'll see them pop up just down here. Those feedback are comments on the Google Doc. So you, of course, can go tweak those comments, provide further insight, delete the comment off if it's something that you're not really into. You're still given that opportunity to sort of go through and have a look for that student work. You can inspect student writing. So it actually gives the students a video playback of how the students created that work. So if you had someone in class, for example, all of a sudden have this great piece of writing there and you think that was really fast in the 5 minutes that you've had, it actually gives you that playback video of how students created and worked on that piece of writing. So if you were perhaps maybe thinking they got it from AI also, it gives you that video so you can check and you can see the edits, you can see the tweaks, you can see the time frame as well to sort of just inspect and have a look to discuss any sort of relevant points with that child's piece of work there. My favorite, the creation tool. You can create anything your heart desires with the create tool, and it has provided examples. Could we see your screen, please? Can you not see my screen? Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I was like, I'm doing a whole big presentation and you can't see my screen. That's a little bit of a worry. Maybe we can see it. Fabulous, fabulous. Maybe there probably you need to click on one of your settings, Mahanaz, to bring it up so that it's not you or me, my face. You need to see my screen. We can see it. That's fine. Maybe I'll let you have a little try on it. Yep, amazing, fabulous. The creation is so cool because it has not only the inbuilt parts, into it, the inbuilt tools, but it also has sort of like a loophole. It's called the something else, and that really can be clicked on and used to cover anything you want. So you can create any sort of resource under the something else. Sorted, fabulous, you're amazing. And you can create things like lesson plans, word problems, all of those sorts of things that you're wanting for the classroom in different languages as well. And not only are you creating Google Docs, you can create Google Slideshow, like this example, Google Forms, you can create all sorts of instructional materials in different languages to support you in the classroom. So anything your heart desires, it can do. And a prime example of this is I have been working on creating a maths resource. I have been working on that for a while. And I wanted to create an emoji puzzle. So I don't know if you've heard of Solvemoji. It's a fantastic emoji puzzle, and I wanted to create something very similar, but using certain parameters. And me and my brain could not do that by itself. So I popped it into the something else. I said, can you create me an emoji puzzle for students to solve? And it generated me a whole range of these puzzles all ready to go. Didn't really have to do much work. It helped me think of those ideas. I, of course, went and checked them to make sure they were the right answer, because sometimes this does happen. I have had this. It gave me the wrong answer. So then I had to think, right, how do I fix that? But it gave me all of those really quickly, ready to go. It was amazing. So the Create tool it's just life-changing. Again, last one, you can translate and change a level of any text. So if you had a student work and you wanted to change that level, or a website that you've got here, so you'll see this example here, you can actually change a website's language to suit your students' needs. So you can click change level and it will change it to say year 1, year 2, or even change it higher to say year 6, year 7. Now it is US based, so it works off grade level, but you just sort of, for us here in New Zealand, do that sort of comparison and it will swap it over. They have Brisk Boost, which is amazing. It's an inbuilt generated interactive activity aligning with whatever it is you're doing. So for example, I could find a YouTube video and I can put it into Brisk Boost, and students can have a ongoing character chat, a debate, a brainstorm, conversation with AI to help them learn about the activities in the video or about the web page, like this one here, for example. This one's about plate tectonics. Students can have a conversation with Brisk Boost about the learning in here. So they're having that one-on-one, they're learning around the learning objectives that you put into it, and all done through AI. It is absolutely amazing. It is part of the schools and districts plan. So this part here isn't on, good question, isn't on the free plan. It is on the pro plan, I'm pretty sure, pro, P-R-O, not Plo. And at the end of this, I have a 3-month free pro subscription upgrade for you that you can click on and use to be able to give you access to this to have a try as well. So that's right at the end, and you'll get it in the email that I send out as well. You'll be able to click on that and it will upgrade your free account for 3 months. And then once that expires, you just roll back to the free version. So you still have access to all of this, all of the cool ideas and all of the AI tips and the tools, but just the Brisk Boost is that sort of next layer above. Let's keep going. Why is my screen not going next? Here we go. Right. So first of all, before we get started, we obviously want to get Brisk installed. So I'm going to show you and walk you through how to do that. So if you've got your device open, you might like to follow along. If you are just here to listen, totally fine. You'll have all of these instructions for later. And then all of the instructions are also here on the slideshows, which you'll get after too. So you want to head to briskteaching.com, and when you open the website, this is what it looks like. And the first easy thing you're going to come to is say add to Chrome for free. So you're going to click on that and it's going to take you to your Chrome store. It's going to come and look like this. It's going to say Brisk Teaching. You're going to make sure it's the right one. Now, because I already have mine installed, it says remove, which I don't want to do. So yours will say add, or something along those lines, add to your Chrome extension. You're going to click on that. And if there's any sort of permission to add it to your Chrome bar, you need to sort of go through that process, and it will have it up here. So once you've got it all installed, it will sit up here in your Brisk Chrome extension bar. And then what you want to do is you want to click on the puzzle piece, and you want to make sure that your Brisk one is pinned. So what that means is that it will pin it to your bar up here. But then it will also make sure that it's consistently going in the background so that when you do want to access it, you can quickly click on it to bring up all of those tools there. So you want to pin it to your Chrome extension bar, and then you'll see that it will sit up there the entire time. If for any reason you decide you don't want it there anymore or you want to remove it, you'll come back to this same place in your Chrome store and you can click remove from Chrome and it will take it away for you. Those are the instructions there again, and this one here is about pinning it to your toolbar, and that just makes sure it just sits there going for you, ready to go and ready to be activated when you're ready to use it. Then it will show up any place you need it to, so on any of your slide decks, on your student writing assignments, on PDFs, on YouTube videos, on Google Docs, it's already sitting there ready to go. And you'll notice in all of these examples here, it's sitting in that bottom right-hand corner, ready to click on and ready to go. And you can always hide it. So if you didn't want it there, if you find that having it here like this one here is a little bit, in your face or a little bit of a bother, again, you can just click on it to make sure it turns it off or unpin it, and then it will make it disappear. And you can also drag it anywhere you like in your screen too. So if you didn't want it to be down here, you can drag it around to a different place on your screen. So we're going to jump in. I'm going to show you how you can create things with Brisk straight away. So if you like to listen and watch, totally fine. You are going to have some more playtime very soon. If you want to do as I'm doing at the same time, also please do. Feel free. There'll be, both sort of models. I like to learn while I do things. So I would be following along, but no pressure, completely up to you. So I'm going to take you to an example that I generated about 9:15 this morning as an example prepared. So in my mind, I thought, right, I want to show you a lesson plan that can be generated. This one here is around 2D shapes. Now it generated all of this for me in about 7 seconds. So let me just scroll back up again. Sorry, it's got my learning intentions, my success criteria, my vocab. It's got an introduction of the lesson, some main ideas that I can run in the classroom, conclusion, differentiated opportunities. So in my instructions, I asked for how can it differentiate. It's got some assessment there, and then it's got that little part at the bottom. So I'm going to show you how to create a lesson plan just like that. So again, that Brisk little logo is down there. I'm going to click on that. It's going to bring up my tools. I am going to click create. It's going to populate all the new tools. I can scroll down. Fabulous. They're all there. And for this particular example, I'm going to click on lesson plan because I want to create a lesson plan for me. Now, this is the sort of prompt part where you type it in whatever you're wanting it to generate. Down here is your grade level. So I'm going to change it to 2nd grade just for this example. Time frame, how long do I want the lesson to be roughly? I'm going to stick with 50 minutes because there's always interruptions. And then I'm going to start my, my prompt, what I'm wanting. So in my mind, I'm wanting it to write me a lesson plan for year 2 students around measurement, okay? So I'm going to put create a lesson plan, and what you'll notice is you guys kind of have a preview on this. You'll notice that it's got that grayed out text there. So that's one of the new updates coming, where it keeps track of all of your past prompts. So you'll see there at the bottom, it actually says prompt history. It's one of the new things coming out. I applied for early release to it and I got it yesterday and was like, this is so cool. Because before you would have to, copy and paste the same sort of prompt, and it didn't keep that in mind. Now, one of the new updates, it has that prompt history. So it will pre-populate with similar prompts you've done in the past for you in your searching, whatever you're doing. So create a lesson plan for teaching 6-year-olds about measurement. Have it include learning activities, vocabulary, learning intentions, success criteria, and any opportunities for differentiation. Now, one of the things that I do want to mention is that you want to be as prescriptive as possible. So if you just give me a lesson plan teaching 6-year-olds about measurement, it's going to come up with anything. If you want it to have learning intentions, specifically write that. If you want it to have opportunities for differentiation, specifically write that. So whatever it is that you are wanting, because I can't read your mind, write it down. And then the more prescriptive you are, the better generated outcomes it's going to have for you. And it's going to be more aligned with what you're looking for. So this is a typical prompt that I would give. I would try and give as much detail as possible. I could even have, around my context of where I live. So have any relevant, how can I spell? Have any relevant links to New Zealand. I'm not sure if it would come up with anything. And have at least one craft, because I'm teaching small friends, so at least one craft, right? I'm going to click brisket, and it's going to generate, so it says generating, and then it's going to populate that straight in this document that I have open. Now I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm not going to interrupt it until the very end. Now, sometimes with your prompts, it might generate the wrong sort of thing. You can, of course, stop generating right there and then and reword your prompt. Now, the great thing about this is that it's giving me some options now. So it hasn't just given me a prompt. Now it has some even better prompts and some better ideas for me. It's going to ask me, do I want to translate this prompt? Sorry, this generated idea. Do I want to make it shorter, make it longer, more detail, less detail, or anything else I'd like to change? So as I'm viewing it and looking through, if I don't like what I've got, I can actually ask it to give me some more ideas, detailed ideas, some other ideas that maybe it hadn't already. So it's not just giving you something, it's really helping you by thinking about what else do you as a teacher need for this particular prompt. Now from here, I could copy this into my long-term planning. I could, fine tune this a little bit more, but I just want to show you how to generate the lesson plan. Okay, I'm not going to go into any much more detail than that. That is a fantastic prompt right there. Second example I'm going to show you. Now, this one was being a little bit funny before. I tried it this morning. I don't know if it was just my internet. I'm going to show you how you can change the level of this particular example already made. So this is a student work, or it could be an example that I've made. And I actually want this to be changed to say be a year 4 or a year 5 level. This at the moment is about a year 1 or a year 2. Very basic, totally fine. So I'm going to come down to my prompt here. I'm going to click change level. Now then it's going to say, cool. What level is it? So it's currently saying it's a 1st grade level. What level do I want to change it to? So I'm just going to click on 4th grade. No, let's go 5th grade. 5th grade, English, and then I'm going to click change reading level. Now what it's going to do is it's going to open me a new browser. It's going to have a link to my original document, and then it's going to, hopefully, this was the one that was playing around this morning. There we go, we're off. Change what was there to be a slightly higher version. So it's changing me that level, providing me all of that detail. You'll see that those paragraphs are way more in detail, giving me a really great exemplar for my students. I could show them this one and be like, amazing, how could we make this even better? What are some of the descriptive words here? Let's have a look at this one. Wow, what are some of the descriptive words here? So a really great opportunity to give you that differentiated exemplars ready to go. It's got, again, those same opportunities here to make it shorter, make it longer, more detail, less detail. Those are there for you, ready to go. It's done it all for me. So I don't have to sit there and think, right, how can I make a cat's, interesting facts a little bit longer? Already there. Now, I've got one more to show you, which is because I am looking at the time, my favorite. This one here, when I came across it could do this, I was like, no way, there's no way, no way. So you've got a YouTube video, right, that you've watched as a class. This one here, I've just found one online, and you might be doing animal facts or whatever, and you think, cool. Now, at the school I was working at, they had YouTube blocked for students, right, which is kind of problematic, difficult, especially if you're wanting students to go away and rewatch or find facts, or if they're doing, brainstorm summaries and things. So you decide as the teacher, cool, I want to give them a slideshow of what they just watched, a slideshow. Now, you as the teacher, that could take you a little while, finding the images, generating the information. Brisk does it for you, okay? So down here in YouTube, you'll notice that little pop-ups there. I'm going to click on that. Now I'm going to click on create, and you'll notice it says that little red, it's changed now, it's red for YouTube. I'm going to click on create, and then I'm going to click on presentation. Okay, because I want to create a presentation about the YouTube video. So it says create a presentation about this YouTube video. The grade, so I want it to be roughly 2nd grade. I want probably about 6 slides. I don't want too many slides. Do I want it with or without images? Of course I want images. I'm going to click next. And then it even given me some template customization. So what sort of template would I like? I think they all look beautiful, but for me, just because I want to be able to make it my own sort of thing, I'm going to click no formatting. You, of course, there are some there already designed for you, and it inbuilds and brings all that information into that template. So I'm going to click on no formatting. I'm going to click Brisket. It's going to take its time. It's going to do its thing. It's going to ask me to log in. That's really great. This is the first time I'm doing it on this computer. That's why. Here we go. Look at that. Here we go. Brisket. Go for me. It's going to open me up a presentation. And then it's going to generate and create a whole lot of things from that video. So I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to let it do its thing. Sometimes I get quite impatient. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so fantastic. It's amazing. I'm just going to let it do its thing. Now you'll notice that it does have that link down there at the bottom there. It's got that YouTube link for if I want to go back and find which video it was that I was using. And again, popping up with those questions there. So anything else I want to add on? Do I want to add more slides? Do I want to add a quiz? Do I want to add a vocab list, a lesson plan, any of those sorts of things? And then it goes through and it gives me those facts based on the main ideas from that YouTube lesson. So it's got what makes it special and the facts from the video, some pictures, all generated for me. Now, I still will need to go through and double check and make sure, you know, it's all with full stops and you're editing and you're changing around. You might have some tasks you might want students to do for this. But done for me in that time. You know, the only hiccup I had just there was that I needed to quickly give permission and log in. But apart from that, it's created me that lesson there ready to go. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to jump back to this one. I have slides in here around those. And of course, like we could be here seriously for like 3 or 4 hours going through all of them. But what I want you to do now is you're going to give, let me just get to the next one here. You've got 5 minutes because I'm looking at the time. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to have a go and play using Brisk to try and do something, to create something, to click on one of the tools, to just have a go, because what are you going to lose? Nothing. Okay, you're going to have a try, you're going to learn something new, you might find a new tool that you're absolutely obsessed with. And I want you to share back in the chat after the 5 minutes, either something you liked, something you tried, or you created. Okay, so my goal for you is to do at least one thing, try at least one thing. Okay, you don't have to show me what it is, but at least try it. Okay, now I'm going to play some beautiful, twinkly, relaxing music. But what I'm also going to do in the background is I'm going to be using some of those tools as well. I'm going to mute myself so you can't hear me. I'm going to be generating some ideas using some of those tools in the background just to give you some inspiration while you're having your turn. Okay, so I'm not going to be talking for 5 minutes. If in the meantime you've got some questions, please pop them in the chat there. I see some sitting there. I'm going to answer them at the end. And we're going to circle back in about 5 minutes. Okay, so my goal for you, high trust model, is to give at least one thing a go. One thing. Even if it's just create a slideshow, do that. Have a go. Okay, so I'm going to mute myself now. I'm going to see you back here in 5 minutes. Okay, I muted myself too early. That was really awkward. Amazing. I really quickly wanted to show you, it just generated me 5 word problems. Addition and subtraction to 100 for students to solve. So that's what I was doing. Thank you to those people sharing in the chat. Good noticing that it actually created 2 different presentations for me. I didn't even notice that. I saw it come up and then it didn't realize it'd come up again. And both of them are different pictures. Oh, and different information too. I'm guessing there would be some sort of like a small little glitch, or because I clicked Brisk and then I had to log in and then I clicked Brisk again. That's why it generated me 2. But I will try again after and see, and it could be something that I pass on to the Brisk team. Please, if you tried something, share it in the chat, even if it's just something that you were like, this is so cool, I can't wait. Please just pop that in there. Last few little things. Oh, we don't want the timer. We don't need another 5 minutes. Is that you can use that use anything tool, that something else tool in it, that it can create and generate anything. So if you're sitting there thinking, I know what I want it to make, but it doesn't sort of fit into any of the categories, use the something else part, because that you can generate, it does anything. Okay. And usually if I'm like, what is this? What do I want to do? I just click something else and it does it all for me. It really is sort of like everything you need. And when you get the slide deck, you can click on here for some more further ideas as well. Click around and just have a play, like just have a go, click on all of the buttons, have an explore, because you don't know unless you do. And just, trial and error. And even with the way that you're prompting, you're going to find you're going to get a little bit faster and a little bit better as well. I know that some of my prompts initially, it was like, create me a lesson plan, and I'll be like, why is this so naffy? Because we've got to give it a lot more detail. You've got to give it a lot more work, a lot more, exactly the parameters you want, so that it can generate that for you. And just keep trying, trial and error. Again, it's 80%, it's not going to be 100. That's where you are there, and it's where your input needs to come in for it as well. Adding specifics, exactly what I talked about. You can always rewrite and add on. So if there's something that you do and you think, oh my gosh, this is not what I want, you can always rewrite the prompt and add on to that prompt as well. Then you'll be able to sort of regenerate and recreate and things like that as well. Some things to know before you go is that when installing Brisk, you'll see a pop-up requesting permission. So that is standard for all Chrome extensions, and it's not specific to Brisk. And if you do have any questions about Brisk's privacy or any of those sort of security issues, please do head to their website so that you can have a look for yourself. I know it's sort of daunting having access to your account and the way that AI is changing so very quickly. So please do head over and have a look if there's something on your mind, and the team are really fast at getting back to you as well. And I did have someone send me an email a little while ago about Brisk, and I emailed the team and said, hey, can you just give me more clarification around that? And they replied back really fast, and they had all the answers and all of the information to share with teachers. So please do head over to have a look. Again, Brisk has 3 subscription plans. So this is where you'll go to click on this link here. And once you click on it, it's going to, let's see if it will work for me, take you to this. It's going to say, congratulations, you've got 3 months. You're going to click on activate, and it's going to activate it for you. You don't have to do anything else because you've already signed up to having Brisk as your Chrome extension. All you need to do is activate it, and it's going to give you that for 3 months for free. You do have Brisk for schools. So if your school is looking for an AI sort of model or a tool to have, you might want to look into that as well. And then there's also the one for you too. And online, it does have more of the clarity between the different plans as well. There are YouTube series as well, and there's also a whole lot more resources on Brisk's website. There are also, if you're into like study and you really want some digital badges, you can do your AI Professional and AI Professional Level 2 certification online. They're all free, and they give you heaps more tips as well. So then you get a little digital badge there as well, which is pretty cool. Questions. Let's see. Any sort of burning desire questions that you're like, oh my gosh, help me right now, please. Because we've got like 1 minute. Let's see. I know there was a couple scrolled all the way back, and I just got to find what they were. Can it change the level of a PDF? Yes. So if you upload the PDF, it can generate and change the level of the PDF. It will like copy it and convert it into a Google Doc. Can you scan learners' work in the Brisk to evaluate if the work was written in a workbook and not on computer? Oh, good question. I would say probably not, because Brisk is obviously it's an AI Chrome extension tool, so it needs to be like written on like a Google Doc or something. On like an image. So if you took a photo of it and uploaded it, I would say probably not. I actually haven't done that, so I wouldn't have the 100% answer. I would assume not, because it's not going to be able to look at a photo. But have a try, and if it does, come back to me, and then I'll make sure that I say yes, it does. So have a try, please, Amanda, and let me know. Scrolling to the bottom, embedded New Zealand curriculum. I know, yes, Nathan. I'm always, even with Seesaw, I was like, come on, Seesaw, we need New Zealand as Seesaw aligned curriculum. Definitely, I'll pass it on, Nathan. Let's just scroll up. Anything else? Amazing. Fabulous. Fantastic. So because we're running out of time, here is my contact information. Thank you so much for coming along today. I really hope this has helped you, given you some ideas, you thinking, oh my gosh, ways to use this in your classroom. My contact info is here. So please, if you've got questions, send me an email or send the team at Brisk an email. I would love to be able to do more of these with, this side of the world. Everything's always US based. So being able to run something like this in the holidays for educators on this side has been really great. But I'll hang around for another minute or so if there's any sort of last minute questions. But yeah, love your feedback. Pop it through in the chat, sort of some things that you're interested in. And yeah, have a really fantastic rest of your day. Info will come out in an email later on. And yeah, really hope you have a really great start to your school year. And happy Brisk teaching time.